If you're seeing this video, that means that we have survived winter break and we are back in our normal filming setup. One of the things that's a little bit difficult when you have D.I.D. is finding the time to take care of yourself and fit that into your schedule. Self-care for D.I.D. can be very different in reference to other mental illnesses or when you have no mental illnesses. So I'm going to share a little bit about what self-care for D.I.D. can look like. So I'm going to start off with what is self-care? And it's an important thing for your health. They're little things that help you feel more like yourself, feel more relaxed, and just better overall. And they're different for everybody, so you can tailor them to your individual needs. They can be things like taking a break from everything and just taking some time to relax and keep to yourself, watch a movie, listen to some music, things like that. They're typically things that'll help you relax and feel less anxiety or other symptoms. Although sometimes it's getting the difficult things done, which actually makes you feel better in the long run. Things like doing the chores, doing laundry, taking the garbage out, or other important things for your own physical hygiene, like taking a shower, brushing your teeth, or doing your hair and makeup. Sometimes little things like that can help you to feel a lot better. And when it comes to different altars, they may even have different forms of self-care individually. And there can sometimes even be altars where specifically there to help you out, like internal self-helpers. Their job is literally to help you out, and they can be really good in situations where you have a lot of anxiety or are in need of some self-care. And now I'm going to cover a little bit of what self-care is not. Things like working yourself to the point of a mental breakdown are definitely not self-care. Although mental breakdowns can be helpful in the long run, but sometimes they're just something you want to avoid. Typically, you don't want to work yourself to a mental breakdown unless you know in your heart that's what's right and that's what you need to do to help yourself altogether. But don't just do that and hope for the best. That's dangerous and not the best for your health. Forcing yourself to do things that you aren't able to do or aren't mentally prepared for are not very good either. I know that sometimes they're unavoidable, like doing speeches in school or turning in assignments, but if you can get an extension or a modification or something on your assignment, that would be very good for you. A lot of teachers are really empathetic when it comes to things like that, especially if you have accommodations set up already. They'll be flexible on due dates, or they might be able to modify the assignment itself so that you don't have to speak in front of people. We got that done at one point because, well, there wasn't enough time to fit everybody in for speeches, and the lady was like, if you just turn in a slideshow of what you would present, that'll be just fine. So that's one way you could avoid speeches if that's something that causes a lot of anxiety. And when you get to college, professors are so much more chill than they are in high school. High school is kind of terrifying and very strict. But when it comes to college, the professors really want to help you learn and get the best of your education. So it's a lot easier for them to kind of meet you in the middle and compromise when it comes to assignments and how strict they are on them. Something you might be asking yourself is, when is a good time for self-care? Most times. Most times are good times for self-care, but preferably when you have a little bit of time to yourself. Like if you have windows between classes, or if you have an evening where you don't have any assignments to do, or if you're just free and done with work after your work days. Those times are usually the best. Something important is that self-care should not impede your work, school, parenting, regular life. Taking weeks at a time for self-care may actually do more harm than good. But if you require that time to take care of yourself, you may request to get that time off or take a medical leave from school if that's what you need to do, or even go to a mental hospital and check yourself in there, although you shouldn't be afraid of them. They're actually there to help you and help your mental well-being and everything. So if that's what you feel as if you need to do, then by all means you should definitely take the steps to take care of yourself. Although self-care may always come first, you can fit it into your life and incorporate it into little steps. Things like bringing your favorite non-alcoholic beverage with you about, if it makes you feel a lot better to have a cup of hot chocolate, you can take that about with you and just take a sip whenever you need it. And that could be really comforting to have. More things are practice good hygiene in the mornings to get ready for the day. We always start the day out with a shower regardless of how we feel, and usually that just wakes us up and gets us in the mood for getting ready and tackling the day. And wearing things like a soft sweater or your favorite cardigan or a nice sweatshirt is another good thing too. Something to keep you warm and kind of safe feeling is always really pleasant and comforting. And doing things like putting on like moisturizer, hand lotion, lip balm, something to kind of take care of yourself and remind yourself that you are worth taking care of, because that's a really important thing that everybody needs to know, is that you're worth taking care of and you're valuable and loved. You can even plan time for yourself to relax and take care of yourself, like a scheduled weekend. Like set up a weekend in the month where you're not going to do anything and just relax, take care of yourself, take as many nice warm bubble baths as you'd like. And we've done that a few times and it's really helpful. It really helps to kind of give you a little bit of a vacation, even if you're not going anywhere. Just taking that mental break is amazing and refreshing and really good for you. So, if I haven't yet convinced you why it's important, self care is important because you are important. A healthy mind can equal a healthy body, less stress, and it can improve your overall functioning. It can give you a feeling like a little breath of fresh air into your busy life, and that's something that's very important if you have a very busy life. So that is all that I had about self-care. If anybody else would like to ask about more self-care methods, please feel free to ask down below. Everyone take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next video. I just shaved before this video, and I think I would qualify that as a form of self-care.